Hey guys, what's going on? Jeb here, and in today's video, we're going to be doing a little bit of a different video. There's not going to be as well structured of an intro because we need to start recording immediately. As you guys can see, we're on the 3-minute chart here, and Bitcoin is currently in the process of dumping. Looks like we're breaking $10,000 right now. I just so happened to sit down and start recording right when this was happening. I could have opened a short position, but I wanted to catch this live for you guys. As you can see, Bitcoin is moving $9,965, $9,950. I'm going to go ahead and let this run for a second. Like I said, this isn't going to be as normal of an intro. Bitcoin is dumping. For anyone watching during the premiere, I want you to understand this is not a live stream. This is pre-recorded, so go check your chart to see what's going on. What you're seeing here happened a few hours ago, but it is important that we do technical analysis on this. So in today's video, guys, we're going to be analyzing the dump that Bitcoin did overnight from around $10,850 all the way down to what's happened here in the last 54 seconds that I've been recording, where Bitcoin has dumped below and looks like it's now trying to bounce up back above $10,000. So guys, if you're looking forward to that technical analysis and you want to try to get a grasp of what's going on here, make sure you stick around to the end of the video. And also, guys, if you enjoyed today's video, make sure you smash that like button and hit that subscribe button. Now, it's really interesting timing on this because I actually predicted this in yesterday's video. I was talking about how we were bearish and how this was going to be a big decision point. If Bitcoin fell below this, we were definitely going down to $10,000. We talked about that in yesterday's video. I hope you guys saw that analysis, and I hope you guys were able to do something with it, because we did predict that this was one of the more likely scenarios anyway, Bitcoin pulling back here. And I've been talking about for the last 2 weeks or so, guys, that Bitcoin might need to pull back down to $9,000 to flush itself out. I've also been talking about, guys, about how Bitcoin's crash was a lot steeper than its rally here, and that's definitely indicative of bearish strength. So as I said, in today's video, we're going to be diving into some technical analysis on this, and we're going to be trying to figure out exactly what Bitcoin has done so far overnight and what Bitcoin will be doing for the rest of today. But guys, before we dive on into it, I do want to remind you that we are running that sale on the Cryptocurrency Technical Analysis Academy. If you guys want to learn how to do technical analysis and predict movements like the one that we're seeing on the chart right now, make sure you join with the link in the description down below. Guys, we have over 800 members in the course now. I believe the exact number is around 807 as of last night. The people in this academy are learning everything they need to know about how to read these markets, how to do technical analysis on these markets, and guys, of course, most importantly, how to trade these markets. A lot of the people in this course, with what they learned, they would have been able to predict this movement in a similar way that we did here, and they may have been able to make a trade off of it. With what they learned here, they would have also been able to open the short position that I was going to open if I didn't have to sit down and make this video right here. So guys, there'll be more on this at the end of the video, but I highly encourage you to check out CT2A. With a low price of $159 after the $40 off coupon code, you will learn everything you need to know about technical analysis instead of spending the next year trying to learn it on your own the hard way. Anyway, guys, this is going to be a relatively short video, so without much further ado, let's go ahead and dive right on into it. You guys know that there is not really a whole lot of news that we need to cover in today's video, but we do need to cover this. As you guys can see, we're on the minute chart here. Over the last 4 minutes that I've been recording, Bitcoin has been testing $10,000 and currently is trading below it. That is probably going to be very different. We may be much higher or much lower by the time this video goes live. So the first thing I want to do here is something that I know is not going to be outdated when this video goes up, which is do analysis on the crash that we saw overnight and try to analyze why exactly it happened in the way that it did. Anyway, guys, like I said, I was relatively bullish on Bitcoin a couple days ago, but I also put a caveat on that. I said I'm relatively bullish on Bitcoin, but I'm not opening a long position until we break this resistance level. And that's a good thing that you need to do, guys, that you need to wait until you have a certain confirmation and then you execute your plan. If you're in CT2A, there's a video in here called How to Plan and Execute Profitable Trades. It's so important that you guys don't just go making trades willy-nilly. You need to have a plan for, if the market does this, then I do this. If Bitcoin does this, then I do this. If Bitcoin crashes to this level or rallies to this level or makes this pattern, then I'm going to do this. Have a plan. Write it out. Get a whiteboard like I have and write out your plan for your trades. And my plan for my trade was Bitcoin needs to give me one last bullish confirmation to lock in the bullishness that I was feeling 3 days ago before I start longing. And guess what? It didn't do that. So I opened the long and I closed it at break even because Bitcoin had not given me that confirmation yet, which was getting above this downtrend of resistance. And in videos and live streams back then, guys, I was talking about how, yes, Bitcoin did look bullish, but we needed that confirmation and we were not proven bullish yet. You guys know the way I talk about this. If you're in a downtrend and you have not proven that you are in an uptrend again, if you're innocent and you have not been proven guilty, then you're not guilty. If you're bearish and you have not been proven bullish, you're not bullish. You have to wait for that proof. In Bitcoin, it's called confirmation. In a court of law, it's called proof. It's a very good analogy for it. But as you guys can see here, Bitcoin would crash very hard and did not have a very strong rally. And guys, I think what really just happened here is that a lot of this rally was built off of the backed news and off of some of the other news that we saw coming out. All the bullish fundamentals seem to be driving this. But as as bullish fundamentals and news start to kind of leave the public attention and a lot of people start buying less off of them, then a lot of times the technicals are going to come back and they're going to reign supreme. And guys, I'll tell you something, Bitcoin has been rallying relatively well from about the 18th to late last night, really. But if we look here, guys, at the technicals before we had this bullish breakout as a result of back, before we saw that bullish breakout, Bitcoin really should have broken bearish here. Now, I'm not going to get into all the technicals because that's kind of just for another video or another topic, and we have discussed that previously, but Bitcoin technically really should have broken bearish out here. The reason that it didn't break bearish and the reason that it did break bullish had a lot to do with the back news. I've shown you guys that a lot of the bullishness that we've seen here has been as a result of that news breaking. So guys, what we ended up doing is we came up here and we rejected at around $11,000, and like I told you guys, that was the key level of resistance. We need to get through that. We didn't get through that, and overnight Bitcoin has suffered from it. As you guys can see, Bitcoin started making lower highs. We ran up here to close to $11,000 late on the 19th, around 8 o'clock that time, which I think we were live streaming during that actually. Bitcoin ran up to close to $11,000 and we got a lower high, which was a bad sign. And from there, guys, Bitcoin started a massive bloodfall that has dropped it all the way down to $10,000 at the beginning of this video, and now that I'm talking at $9,944. It looks like we haven't had a major breakout of this just yet, but with the way Bitcoin's trading, it certainly looks like we're going to have one. So speaking of that, we talked about what's going on in the market. We've kind of gotten caught up to where we are now. What is Bitcoin doing now? Well, the minute I'm saying this, I'm having to talk a little bit faster than I normally do, which is something that you guys probably didn't think I could do. Bitcoin is actually moving again, $9,900 and change, $9,900, and we just broke down to $9,800. Like I said, this video is going to be a little bit unorthodox because I want to catch this stuff as it's happening live. This is not, I mean, this is pre-recorded, but I'm not using the replay feature or anything. Bitcoin's just moving in real time here. Looks like Bitcoin is bouncing a little bit. We're trading at $9,922. I'm going to keep an eye on the short term and keep you guys updated with what's going on that. But I do also want to zoom out here to the longer term and talk about a few other things. Guys, as you can see, Bitcoin is starting to get a major red volume candlestick here on the hourly chart. What that means is that there's a lot of selling pressure, and what that means is a confirmation of a bearish breakout. When you see a lot of volume, that is typically an indication that a breakout that is occurring is valid and will see further price action. So right now, we have a lot of bearishness pushing us down because we've been bearish overnight. And guys, the technicals, as soon as we started seeing this kind of stuff, they started going bearish again. As you guys know, the MACD on the daily chart looked like it was going to go bullish. That isn't happening. As we can see, it has started to diverge very, very sharply. I mean, that's just ugly. You don't see that happen a whole lot in markets. The last time we saw that happen was probably over here. You just don't see the histogram do this, where it looks like it's converging and then just nope, we get rejected. And a big part of that is because today's daily candlestick looks absolutely horrible, guys. This looks absolutely terrible. I mean, that's just disgusting. With that said, also the RSI is pointed to the downside, which you might think, oh, that's a good thing, we're correcting. Not necessarily. The RSI, being a momentum oscillator, does help to determine which direction Bitcoin's moving in. If it's pointed up, then Bitcoin's probably in an uptrend. If it's pointed down, Bitcoin's probably in a downtrend. It's actually kind of bearish that Bitcoin's RSI is pointed to the downside. Oh, and one more thing, guys. Check this out. Here on the hourly chart, we're looking at bearish divergence to add on top of it. As you guys can see, we have a low here on Bitcoin right around here, and we have a low that's being formed right now on the hourly candlestick, which will be closing in exactly 14 minutes at the time of recording this video. As you guys can see, we're seeing bearish divergence. This RSI over here is a little bit lower than this over here. So really, I would like to see Bitcoin crash down to like 9,700 to stop bearish RSI divergence from happening. That would probably drive us even lower. If we check on the moving averages, guys, it's not really a whole lot of good news either. As you guys know, Bitcoin was above the 20 EMA over here and was looking relatively bullish. Then we have crashed below this level right here, and we were in a downtrend. It looked like we were going bullish for a little while here, guys. It really did. All the technicals were pointing bullish, but we did reject. That's why I say you have to wait for confirmation. A lot of people were putting longs in down here, and that's a good place to put a long in, but make sure you have a stop loss to cover yourself, because this kind of thing can happen. Bitcoin can just do this little Bart Simpson or head and shoulders pattern, whatever you want to call this pattern. Bitcoin can very easily do that and not break out, even though the technicals are saying that it probably should. We did not get confirmation, so it was not time to put a trade in for my trading style. Now, of course, you guys got to figure your own trading style out for yourself. But keeping the theme of moving averages, guys, the daily 20 EMA isn't looking great either. We did briefly break above it, but we have now rejected off of it. When Bitcoin's above this, we're in an uptrend, guys. You know the way that I like reading this technical indicator. It's a very powerful one. It's actually one that we dedicated an entire video to here in CT2A because I love it so much. When Bitcoin is above it, Bitcoin's in an uptrend. When Bitcoin's below it, Bitcoin is in a downtrend. And right now, Bitcoin has rejected off of it, which is why at the very minute, Bitcoin is trading at $9,900 instead of $11,500 like we would have liked to have seen. So guys, to wrap up here, let's continue watching to see if Bitcoin does start a major blood fall, which I think is going to be happening in the next 15 to 20 minutes. To wrap up here, let's talk about why this is really not a bad thing for Bitcoin and why you guys should not be scared of this. I've been talking about a lot of bearish things in this video, and I want to make sure that you understand I'm not spreading FUD, but it is very important that we understand the technical landscape of the market so that we're able to trade it. If you understand technical analysis, which, guys, that is why I made CT2A, if you understand technical analysis and you understand how to read these charts, then you're going to know when to put shorts in or when to sell early. You're going to know when to do these things. So let's talk about what this actually means for Bitcoin, what the implications are here, where Bitcoin might be moving over the next few days. And guys, I'll be quite honest with you, my opinion on this has not changed a whole lot from the last several weeks. I've been talking about how Bitcoin should go down to the 20 exponential moving average. Have I not been saying that? For you guys who are subscribers to my channel, have I not been saying how Bitcoin could come down here and test the 20 EMA? I've been saying that for the last 2, 3, 4 weeks. I've been saying that because if we look back at the 2017, 2016 bull market, as I've shown you so many times, I'm sure you're tired of hearing of it, but every time Bitcoin has a correction in a bull market, it comes down to the 20 EMA. If you're new here, check this out. Every single time, Bitcoin comes down to this moving average. Guess what? Bitcoin has not done that yet. So as far as I'm concerned, there's still room for bearishness with Bitcoin still being in a bull market. Now, if Bitcoin falls below this for 2 or 3 weeks, then that might be very bad, but I don't necessarily see that as the most likely scenario. What I do see now that we are breaking below $10,000, now it's not necessarily fully confirmed. I want you guys to realize that we could bounce over the next few minutes. And when you see this video, Bitcoin might be at like 10.2 or something. But it's definitely a very high likelihood that Bitcoin breaks bearish below 10K right now with a very large breakout. If that does happen, it'd be very easy for Bitcoin to move down here to $9,000, test the 20 EMA, and then with all of this exuberance, with all of this volume, with all this volatility that we have, stage a major bullish rally and put a bottom in finally so that we can get a proper uptrend. Because guys, I'll be honest with you, I was looking forward to this uptrend, but I mean, in all honesty, this was just a half-arsed attempt at a rally. It just was not very strong. Guys, we were rallying for like 5, 6 days and Bitcoin didn't even see very large gains. We only saw 15% gains. It was not the same kind of rally that we saw over here. It was very much weaker than the ones that we've seen in past. So guys, I have a feeling what's going to happen here is that if Bitcoin does confirm this breakout below $10,000, which that's kind of what it looks like it's doing, it's probably going to come down to $9,000, and we're going to be able to put a very large bottom in with a lot of volatility, a lot of volume. Bitcoin will get a lot more of its steam back, and we'll be able to start an uptrend from there and push on with the bull market following that with all these bullish fundamentals and technicals that we're looking at on the longer term time frames as well. So guys, over the last 3 minutes, Bitcoin has been moving to the upside just a little bit. I'm not convinced that we're going to be able to get back up above 10,000. It happens sometimes, guys. Markets, especially Bitcoin, will come below a level of support and go like $100 to $200 below it and get support at the very last minute. It's possible Bitcoin bounces here, but guys, with how long Bitcoin's been under here, it's only been down here for 15 minutes, but even that long of a time below this level of support is indicative in my book that we're probably going to break it. We're definitely testing it. We're going to see what happens. I'll keep an eye on this throughout the day, and we'll talk about it during tonight's live stream. But I want to hear your opinion here on what's going on in the Bitcoin market. Do you think Bitcoin should have broken bullish? Do you think like a whale manipulated this or something? Have I potentially missed some news that was helping to move this? I don't think I have. Tell me in the comment section down below what you think of this crash, and also tell me, will you be shorting this market as Bitcoin falls below $10,000? I want to hear your opinions on that and your take on that in the comment section down below. But guys, before we wrap the video up, I do want to remind you that we are still running that sale on the Cryptocurrency Technical Analysis Academy, guys. I mean, it's really a no-brainer if you're thinking about joining CT2A or not. I think it's an amazing investment. Guys, if we're in the cryptocurrency market, if we're in the cryptocurrency space, the entire reason that we're here is to get a return on our investment. We're here to have our Benjamins reproduce and make more Benjamins so that we can have more US dollars, so we can buy more Bitcoin, and we can buy the hilltop houses and the Lamborghinis and pop champagne corks in 90210 and ride down Rodeo Drive. You guys know all the yeah, we're here for money. Of course, we're here for the technology, and jokes aside, we are here also to make money. And guys, if we're here to invest, what better investment can you make than one in your education? Guys, I have all kinds of friends, and I know you do too, that go through college. They spend 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 years, 10 years in college. They spend $50, $60, $100,000, $150,000, and when they get that diploma, when they graduate, there's not even so much as a guarantee that they're going to get a job in the field that they studied for. Especially if they're studying for something digital, all that technology develops so quickly that by the time they get their diploma, everything they learned is outdated. For $159 with the coupon code down below, August 2019, you apply that at checkout, you're going to get CT2A for $159. That is a ridiculously good deal, guys. Not just when you compare it to college, but also when you compare it to other academies and other courses here in the cryptocurrency space. The amount you're learning for the amount you're paying has the best ROI hands down, of any academy, any course here in the cryptocurrency space. We go over everything from the very basics of how to set up your trading view, how to read depth charts and make stop limits, support and resistance, all this basic stuff for you guys who are newer to the markets. We go through a lot of technical indicators in case you don't know what those are so that I can reference these videos in the future. And then we get into the much more advanced stuff, the technical analysis itself, how to do technical analysis, how to chart read, how to predict certain movements, how to understand what your gut is telling you, how to plan and execute profitable trades, what risk and reward is, what those ratios are, the differences between trading and investing, and market sentiment and market structure and mass psychology. All of these are topics that you need to have an intimate understanding of if you're going to make money in these markets, guys. It's so very important that you invest in your education. And like I said, guys, keep in mind that we are in the process of revamping this course. We're going to go through and recreate every single video, adding more information, updating the editing styles, making sure everything flows better. We're going to be restructuring just a little bit of stuff about the way that some of these videos are ordered. But in general, every single video that's here is going to stay here. All the information that's in the course is going to stay in the course, and there's going to be a whole lot more added. And guess what, guys? Since my name is not Electronic Arts, like I said in yesterday's video, I don't do DLC. So if you buy CT2A, you get access to all current and all future content. You pay one price. You never pay another price. It's not subscription-based. It's a lifetime service. And for the rest of time, you will have a reference that you can go back to if you're forgetting something about technical analysis. So guys, if you have any hesitations about joining CT2A, I would encourage you to join the Discord server with the link in the description down below. You can talk to real students and see what they have to say about it. I know what they're going to say because they say it all the time. They say good things about it. They say, this is a good course. I've gone through it and it's helped me a lot. They say that it's a daily reference that they can go back to, and they can reference it and watch these videos over and over and over again and make sure they learn everything in here. Go and talk to them. Link is in the description down below. I'd love to see your pretty face in the Discord server anyway. But anyway, guys, that is pretty much going to do it for today's video. I'm going to be keeping an eye on what Bitcoin is doing here as it's sitting below $10,000. I want to know how this is going to play out. And like I said, tell me in the comment section down below what you think of today's video. What do you think of the market, and do you think Bitcoin will actually manage to do anything with this bounce that we're seeing here? It's very possible, guys. By the time you see this video, everything is going to be updated from here. Bitcoin might be above $10,000. We shall see. But anyway, guys, that is pretty much going to do it for today's video. I do want to thank each and every single last one of you for watching as always, and I will see you guys in the next video. Peace.